Kindergartners, today we're going to keep working with those number pairs, working with 8. And I was looking at what you were doing and thinking about that thing with the cubes where I told you yesterday, go ahead and tape some or color them. And I just don't think that's going to be a very good solution for us. So I'm going to say instead of trying to tape some or color them, because you really end up needing it's just not going to work very well the bigger the numbers that we get to. Get your counters instead. I think the counters are going to work better for you. All right, here we are on, whoa, that's out of focus. Lesson 5.10, Algebra Number Pairs for 8. We really want to get used to all the combinations we can use for all the numbers, but we're just getting a little practice here. So what I'm going to say now, instead of putting these out in a big long string, like they did with the cubes, a long train, we're going to go ahead and do like in a 10 frame. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8. Now here we have all 8 red and no yellows. But do you see what they've set this up as? 7 red and 1 yellow. So instead of using 2 colors of cubes, we're just going to use 8 counters. So go ahead, set those up that way. And then what you can do is color your cube train in red and yellow. So we have 7 red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 yellow. So if you need to pause the video to catch up with me in your coloring, go ahead and trace this number sentence and then turn the page. Then you can restart the video on the next page. So here's our next page. And you see they gave us a starting number sentence. So we're going to work with that one. And like I suggested before, we're going to definitely do it today. We're going to flip one over at a time. So again, we're going to set up our 8 like in a 10 frame. But do you see it says start with 1 of one color and then 7 of the other? So we're going to have 1 red. And then the rest of them will be yellow, which we know will be 7. But can you see here? I can see it this way also. I have my 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I can double check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 all together, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yellow. Now, I'm putting this right here on top of everything so that you can see both the paper and the counters. You guys can go ahead and set your counters on the floor or the table next to you or on another piece of paper next to you. You don't have to try to do it with them on top of your paper the way I'm doing it right now. All right, so 1, 8 is the same as 1 plus 7. And I love here that they're showing us starting with 8 and then using this to show us what's here is the same as what is right here. Because it's always good to start out with the whole amount all together if we know it, and then look at the pieces. So now, boys and girls, what we're going to do is we're going to flip one counter over. And now we have 8 is the same as 2 red ones plus how many yellows? Go ahead and count up those yellow ones and write them here. Pause the video if you need to do that. Flip another one over. 8 is the same as 3 plus, and then count how many yellow ones. Write that number right here. Flip another one over. 8 is the same as 4 plus, and how many yellow ones do you have? Count those other yellow ones and write that number down here. Now, we've gotten to the bottom of the page. And so now we want to color that cube train up above to match this one here. And even though that's a train of cubes and we're doing counters, you know, 4 plus how many? 4, right? 8 is the same as 4 plus 4. So even though we're going to be coloring a cube train instead of a set of counters, we can still color it to show 4 plus 4, can't we? We're starting with red. So 1, 2, 3, 4 red, and 4 yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, you can always pause the video to catch up with me if you need to. My hands have colored these things a lot more times than yours have. Go over to the next page. Excuse me. And now you'll see we have this 4 plus 4, and we're going to keep going with flipping them one at a time like we had done before. So now I'm going to do a little bit, but you guys are going to do a lot more of this on your own now without me doing it for you. So here for this next one, I'm going to flip one more. Write that down. How many red? How many yellow? Pause the video if you need to catch up. Now here we're going to flip one more. Then right here, how many red? And over here, how many yellow? On the last one, flip one more over. Write down how many red and how many yellow. Then once you've done that, come back up here and color your cube train to match this many red and this many yellow. All right, on to the last page. Here we are. There are 8 crayons in a package. All right, I'm going to try some crayon drawing here. Do you see it's kind of like a rectangle with a pointy top? Oh my goodness. Well, some of these crayons have been used, right? So they're not exactly the right shape. Let's see now. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now 8 of the crayons are red. So I'm going to get my red. You go ahead and get your red. Pause the video if you haven't done 8 crayons, and you can see they don't have to be exactly right, do they? 8 of them are red. So get your red crayon and color 8 of these 8 crayons red. Now the question is, how many are not red? Well, look at that. None of them are not red, right? And what number do we use for none? That's our number for none, isn't it? So our number sentence to go with this, 8, is the same as how many red crayons? Write that number right here, plus how many crayons are not red? That goes right there. Down here, draw to show what you know about a number pair for 8. So you can choose your number pair to be any way you want it to be. Some of one thing, some of another thing, and together their sum is 8. So you draw your picture and then you write your number sentence that goes with it.